This is to certify that Movie Chats has been classified for live streaming.
Hey guys!
I just noticed what you did then. You beat me to it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all okay. Welcome to another week on Movie Chat. Steve, how has your week been, mate?
It's been bloody manic. Absolutely, really busy at work, and then we've had to go out tonight and pick up to find a new car.
A new car? Which one's gone? The blue one or the silver one?
The big one, the blue one. We took it for its MOT today, and the guy went, "Not worth fixing, mate." I was like, "What are you thinking?" He's like, "About $2,000." I was like, "You what?"
Is the offer of the other one still open for my mum and dad?
So unfortunately, we've had to go, and I think we're looking at. We are getting a Ford Cougar, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
she likes it, which is the main thing. Hi guys. Hey Santa.
Right. So this week's show, we were meant to be having two special guests on. Unfortunately, Paul, the 4K chef, can't make it this evening. He let me know earlier on that his young'un isn't well, so he didn't want to come on and have it disrupt the background and stuff like that. Plus, he's going to look after it as well. So
we were never destined to meet, were we?
But no, you two aren't, are you? So all the best to Paul. Hope everything's okay with the little, and hope the teething and stuff is okay. And good luck, and we'll catch you on the next one. However, we have still got AJ coming on as well. So AJ's here, or he will be in a bit anyway. Right. Shall we jump into homework?
Go for it, yeah.
If I can find out where I've put my buttons. There we go. Now, this is why Peter's joined us so early on in the show. Usually he's a little bit late because he's the one that suggested this movie. It's the Medusa's Touch. Now, this is 1977. Mm-hmm. It is on YouTube, so you've had no reason not to watch it. I watched it today. I sent you a picture that I was watching it today. I sent Peter a picture I've watched it today. And Pete sent me a thumbs up. Now, have you watched it?
I watched about half an hour of it. I couldn't get through any more of it.
I didn't know what I was watching.
You didn't know what you were watching?
To be fair, I don't know if I just wasn't tuned into it, or I wasn't paying attention, or I got some bloke murdered by a statue. And then all of a sudden I've got telekinesis and people with weird powers shoving needles through each other's cheeks. I don't know. I really did not get what I was watching.
No, and that's why I was struggling. I watched, like I said, I watched about half an hour of it, and I was like, I'm not sure where this is going. But yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't really get through the rest of it, which is unusual because I usually watch out.
I watched it, and I was saying to Lana, because Lana was working from home today, I was like, I really have not got a clue what it is I'm watching here. I don't know if I went to the loo or made a coffee or something and missed a major plot twist, because he went from the hospital, from the bloke being able to for his next door neighbor having his TV on and all this lot. He went to that. He went to the female doctor. He was speaking to her for a bit, and I was like, oh, okay, this is good. He's got special powers. Like, he jumped to a clip of the couple getting killed by the car, you know, and him moving the car and all this lot. And then that's where it got weird.
I mean, even Judy said it, to be honest. Sorry, Peter. You tried to watch it but couldn't get into it, so give up. That's exactly the same.
I don't know if I had like a bad banana or something at me breakfast or something, but I felt like I was tripping out. I was like, what the hell is going on here now? So I don't know, Pete. Please tell me if I've missed something with this film or what, because like I say, I know you've been asking me to watch it, so we put it on the wheel. And yeah, however, it's not as bad as watching Wade Winston swim.
No. That's you can't unsee that, can you?
No, you can't unsee that. An hour and a half of watching Wade Winston swimming, you can't unsee that. It wasn't as bad as that, but I do have to say, I generally don't know what it was.
Oh, I know what he's done. I know what he's done. One sec. It's his fucking predictive text, isn't it?
Use. You're changing my name now. Look, just because you and Chris got upset about your counterparts.
There you go. It's not my spelling. We basically, so Shabba's put a comment, the Shabbatron put a comment on one of the videos saying that Steve should be played by Tim Weasel, which I think means Vin Diesel, and I would be played by Spud out of Trainspotting if we did a film.
Last week, ladies and gents, right? If you remember, we were discussing if we were going to have a movie played, because we were talking Tom Hanks, and Tom Hanks does a lot of like biopic films and stuff like that. So if we were having actors who were going to play us, who was going to play us? Now, Shabba's jumped in and said that you should be Spud from
Trainspotting.
Chris Hayden should be the CGI version of Tintin. And I'm played by Vin Diesel. So I got the better half of that, and I wasn't particularly too bothered about that. However, the response from these two wasn't particularly right. The film starts with the ending, then backtracks. Right. Okay. Because I did get to the bit, I did start understanding it a little bit, and then when the copper starts questioning who's he chasing, the killer or the murderer or the victim, that's the bit that blew me completely out the water. Then I couldn't, I can't see. Yeah. Cheers, Judy. Thank you. It wasn't me that said that, though. By the way, that was Shabba that said that.
He's paid him off himself.
To me, it'll be Danny DeVito that plays me. My body shape. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was watching, and I sort of lost track of it. And like you say, it went from a basic sort of attack in the house to all of a sudden people are moving stuff in and stuff like that. And it was all being recorded, and it was all big like space astronaut thing. I don't. You know,
I can imagine your response just watching it, though. I mean, I like I say, I was struggling after about half an hour.
When you were a kid, right? Did you ever get confused at Pulp Fiction?
Not really, because I knew what it was about. I knew the idea, the premise of it, but it was just all over the show.
It all jumping around and it all interlinked. So well, that's what this felt like to me, and yeah. I don't know, Pete. I just didn't get it. I just didn't feel it at all. And all Lana kept getting out of me was, "What the fuck? What the fuck am I watching here? I have no idea what's going on here." Sorry, I've swore about 15 times.
I must admit, Lana, Steve's definitely got a face for radio.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry, Pete. I just didn't get it.
That's true, Neil. That's very true. That's very true.
I don't know, mate. I just didn't get it. And if that's the film that you've recommended, God help us when Soylent Green comes up, because if that's another one of them, mate, I'm sorry, you are going into movie chat.
So he gets a pass this time.
Yeah, he gets a pass. Only because I need them for Saturday because we're doing the raid, so I can't upset them. I need them for Saturday.
Gaming friends.
Gaming friends. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, it just wasn't for me. I couldn't just get my finger on what was going on.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was, like I say, it was a struggle for me, and I thought I wanted to watch it. I thought I literally can't watch this anymore. It doesn't make sense.
Look, stop talking about me now. Okay, come on. You're gonna see me in March. All right.
You'll know he looks just like Vin Diesel.
I'm hoping to by March. Oh well, in that case, then it was shit.
Please go in a vest with like a bloody cross chain on. That'd be amazing.
I almost bought an inflatable Mario suit for March. You know,
you don't need a reason to dress up, do you?
No, not at all. Right, so shall we do the wheel now then before we get AJ on?
Yeah, we can do. Yeah, we can do.
Yeah. Now you're all taking the piss out of me. You know, I've come here to be with friends. If I wanted the piss taken out of me, we'll go upstairs with her.
Right, go on.
Right, are we ready?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Is it just me, or did that like spin like a split second?
No, that span quite a bit on mine.
No, that's all right. It's just when I was watching it, it literally moved a little bit, and that was about it. Oh,
okay, let's have a look at the homework movie. Oh,
like, you've upset your wife. I said this, Junie. Oh, fair. Are you putting these things on yourself?
No.
Are you sure?
These
all made
things
up
were
recommended by you? You?
This was recommended. These were recommended to me by people in work and by the top 1,000 movies to watch before you die.
Is that after
Obviously,
you spoke
I can't
to them
put
for
the
about 10 minutes about Alien? Yes, see, Judy said the same. I think your wheel's broken as it just went for about a second. So in your screen, it probably spanned for ages.
Yeah, it probably did. Yeah. Sorry, babes. You know I love you.
Oh, look at him now.
You know I love you. A fresh cup of coffee, a fresh cup of tea would be nice. Thank you. So we've got Denzel Washington and Alien, which is quite good.
Yeah.
Right, so let's jump into featured actors, shall we?
Yeah, I can do.
Now, this week's featured actor was Jodie Foster. And I'm not what words am I looking for here? I am surprised about the amount of films that I've not seen of hers. And
that's it before with a few actors.
Yeah, and the fact that I was struggling to get mentions outside of the top 5. So I assuming you've probably got the same top 5 as me.
I think I would imagine we both got exactly the same, to be honest.
Yeah. Now
maybe an odd one that's not on there, but
yeah. Do you want to go first, mate?
Yeah, I can do. So I've got Contact.
Yeah.
Then I've got Panic Room.
Yeah.
Bugsy Malone.
No.
Oh, that's good then. Taxi Driver.
Not my top 5.
Okay. And Silence of the Lambs at number 1.
Yeah. We're pretty much there. Evening, Gareth. Yeah, we're pretty much the same. I've gone with no particular order. Panic Room, Hotel Artemis. I quite enjoyed that. Inside Man.
Yeah, I can't
Contact.
remember who she played on that.
She plays the woman that goes in between him and the bank owner.
Oh, of course, yeah.
She's like the sort of outer, isn't she?
Yeah.
So Panic Room, Hotel Artemis, Inside Man, Contact, and Silence of the Lambs. In my mentions, I have gone with Flight Plan, Anna and the King, and Taxi Driver.
See, I think I've got Flight Plan down as an honourable mention. But Taxi Driver was a very young version of her, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
But I mean, by far her best role is in Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
You know, it's iconic, that movie. But then, having saying that, I did like her in Bugsy Malone. I thought that was a cracking movie. That I think I've got the soundtrack somewhere. It's just there's so many good songs.
I don't think I've seen Bugsy Malone.
What?
No, I don't think I have.
Oh my good God! Where have you been?
Living a Life. One of the better films for me is Contact. I love that sort of scenario of Contact where they're just about to give up, and and then all of a sudden they get this message and it's blueprints, and they go and build it, and the story behind that is absolutely superb. It's brilliant. Sorry, I would like to correct.
He chose Silence of the Lambs first. See, class film.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we've seen it.
Everybody loves that man.
Yeah. What's everyone saying here? I've never seen Alien. How shocking is that? Now, the best thing about this, though, is that the Alien films are now on Disney Plus, which now makes Ripley a Disney princess.
Yeah, I've heard this before. I think you've said this to me before. A Disney princess.
Yeah, it's either that or the Alien Queen is a Disney Queen baddie. She's the same as the witches and stuff from like Snow White and Maleficent. It's AJ. Right? Let's bring AJ in, shall we?
Yes.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
What are you doing?
Sorry?
How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you for having me on.
Right.
I think I've been keeping up with plenty of your videos recently.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, that's the standard to go for, Steve. The amount of videos AJ chucked out.
Hold on, I've cut back.
He cut back. I think he just literally has a thought and goes, right, let's do it. Delivers a flawless video.
I've done one a week now, so they're all scheduled for Saturday between now and the middle of January. So
he's done one a week by breakfast.
Yeah,
I know. Every time I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm going to talk about this. The next thing you know, bing, AJ's got a bloody fun video
about it. You know what? I am actually into. I've actually got. Sorry, I'm just playing around with my camera a bit there. I'm actually into. I've got videos going into the middle of next year. Already done. Seriously, I've filled up every other Saturday till must be until June.
Bloody hell!
I was just on a roll.
Well, I'm inspired. I just went with it.
Yeah.
I'm currently going through my Blu-ray collection, my DVD and Blu-ray collection, making sure that I've watched at least everything I own at least once.
I did
doing a video on while I'm watching. So
yeah.
This weekend I've watched about 8 films, so they're all just going through now. And then Lana's jumped in and done one of her own of away days, and I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm not even gonna review that because it was terrible. You've jumped into a conversation here now, AJ, about the Alien films being on Disney Plus. Now we've sort of gone off topic a little bit here.
Okay.
We're in Jodie Foster, but we so where's your view? Who is it? Ripley, that's the Disney princess, or is it the Alien Queen? That's a Disney baddie. Now it's all owned by Disney. Which one falls into the category?
Oh, well, it's got to be Alien Queen, isn't it?
If you wait, he's got a video out in March about it.
Yeah. It's already released. Yeah.
No comment at this time.
The Alien Queen is a queen. So it stands to reason it's a queen. Ripley isn't a princess, so it's the Alien Queen that's the queen.
Yeah.
If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Sorry about. I'm in a. Both of you, like, you're under cold lights. It's yellow in here because I'm under warm lights.
It's all right. It makes you look tanned.
That's why it looks as it does. This is like
It makes you look mysterious, doesn't it?
We look like fucking Casper.
Right. So we are. There you go. Mars from Mars is saying, AJ, do you upload videos while you're on the toilet?
That's the editing room.
So we're talking Jodie Foster now, and I was saying to Steve there, and Steve's in agreement. We were sort of the amount of her films that we haven't seen, but then we're struggling to get films outside of the top 5 to talk about. Did you manage to get a look at this before you came on at all, or?
I did not.
No. What's your favourite Jodie Foster movie?
Taxi Driver. Well, that's not a Jodie Foster movie per se. She's in it. Jodie Foster. Silence of the Lambs, I'd say. It's got to be.
See, I thought there was quite a strong performance in The Panic Room. I must admit that was one of my number 4, but that was quite a strong performance. But Silence of the Lambs is definitely.
I think Forrest Whitaker takes that, don't Panic Room for me.
Yeah.
It's been some time. It's been some time. All right. So you've got a commenter, Mars to Mars, who's actually the geezer I told you would follow me in. He's the one that will be.
All right, thank you.
But he'll inevitably come back with another name. It's what he does.
We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it.
So yes, sorry. I just saw. Don't matter where I go, he won't come into my. I've done 3 live chats, solo live chats, and he hasn't been. He hasn't been on them.
Maybe he's just shy.
Maybe. I was going to. If he comes onto a solo of mine, I was going to invite him on. I'd given him the link. See if he'll come on and actually talk to me, but I doubt it. But anyway,
we've got plenty of Spanish, mate. We'll keep an eye on him.
That's all right. He don't bother me. He's just more than anything. He's just he's like a little gnat flying around you. But...
I've got one of them, but he just happens to co-host the show. There you go. He's saying he'd love to have a one-to-one with you, AJ. Maybe that's something that we can facilitate on this channel at some point.
Well, yeah, if he's about tomorrow, I'll go live and he can come on.
Yeah, there we go.
He can hide his face. I've got no reason, he don't need to show it.
Well, don't forget, come, let's go off script. We do put our link in the chat as well, so we can come on tonight if he's around.
Oh, there you go.
So we were talking about Contact, okay? Because I know that you're into your sci-fi and all of that stuff and all the sciencey stuff. For me, that's a good, strong performance, and I love the way it was filmed. I love the premise of it. I love how they executed it. Would you like to see more of that type of sci-fi than what we get in part from people in spaceships running around the galaxy all the time?
Oh no, absolutely, yeah. A strong story is always, a go-to. You get, it doesn't have to be spaceships and action and all that. It could be slower paced sci-fi thinking film.
Yeah.
Gattaca, that kind of type of a film. I don't think you get too many of them now, do you?
No,
because they don't make the money. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if there was a massive push for them, there'd be loads of them out, wouldn't there? But to buy tomorrow.
That's the primary issue. Good.
In my view, though, if we get Contact now, where she goes through the tunnel and ends up actually going through the machine,
Hmm.
that will be the sequel. They'd stop
Right.
that there. They'll make that into a whole film, and then her returning back will be the third film in the. So they just drag that over a trilogy of films instead of doing what they've done with Contact and keep all the boring bit in the middle all nice and compact where they're building it, and then keeping the main plot line still the plot line still going.
Yeah, milk it for what it's worth. That's what they'll do, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about. At the end of the day, it's a business, and film never. I mean, it's always been a business, but it used to be about art and artistic integrity. But now, it's and I understand from a business perspective. I do get it, but it stifles everything, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
It does. It doesn't. I mean, a lot of them that are for around the art scene for me, they're the ones that become independent films.
Yeah.
So, you know, you've got the usual Hollywood sort of following a trend, and then you've got the odd films that come out, and it is rare nowadays, but you've got the odd films that come out that sort of break that mold, aren't you? But they're usually from studios that are lower, if you like.
That's right. That's what you're saying. It's a rarity now. It's not like it used to be. There's a lot of place for these films to get greenlit. You know, so it is very rare to find something. There's probably so many ideas out there floating around from people that just don't see the light of day, don't get picked up.
Well, Kathy's saying that she saw Contact at a sample showing at her cinema. The whole audience said it was too long in the questionnaire at the end. No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was too long. I think for something like that, I think that's just probably long enough. It's like Interstellar. You love it or you hate it. There's no in between with Interstellar. And I some people think that's too long for what it is. But like you say, you've got to let that slow burn through that. And Contact was sort of similar, sort of. You knew they were getting to a good plot, but it didn't drag out. I think a film that struggled with it dragging out was what's it called now with the tentacle ink blowers.
What?
The Arrivals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dragged in the middle, and it was a very good movie. It was brilliant, but it dragged in the middle for me a little bit. And I think
directed by Denis Villeneuve, or whatever his name is, how you pronounce it. Yeah.
Say Contact.
I can't believe you two didn't get it from tentacles and ink blowers. You know that's what the whole film is about.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. See, even Kathy knew it. That well-known blockbuster. But back to Jodie Foster though. She's 60 years old now, from what I was reading on Google before. 60. She doesn't seem to, but I think that just shows how old Silence of the Lambs is now and stuff like that, isn't it? Where she's a young and up and coming actress sort of thing. Yeah. Do you think it was a bad move for her not to take on Hannibal?
Who are you asking? Me or Steve?
Neither of us, really. I mean, I don't know because it was okay, but it wasn't. I don't think it was to the same level of Silence of the Lambs.
I had no issue with it really, because I quite like Julianne Moore as an actress as well.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
So I had no. It didn't really bother me either way, to be honest.
Red Dragon was probably the weakest one, though. I think.
Yes. Yeah. I think the reason, I don't know, because it's out of my control anyway. Do you know what I mean? I don't sort of waste time worrying about a recast too much because there's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. So you get upset by it or just it is what it is. Let it go. So that's how it was for Hannibal for me. I just sort of like, okay, recast her. Let's.
I'm not too bothered about recasting because, like you say, there's movies that I've watched and I was like, I'm sure she wasn't in the first one. You know, and I've watched the whole thing, and it was only afterwards that I've realised he had different cast, you know, certain characters and stuff like that in films, and that doesn't bother me. It always makes me laugh though, where you see an actor saying that they should have done the sequel. You know, when you've realised it's been a big hit, and you know, and stuff like that.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
No. Right. So let's move on to movie news. You've missed the wheel, AJ, yeah? Or did you see it before? We've got Alien and we've got Denzel Washington. What's your favorite Denzel Washington movie? Just before we move on.
Denzel. Man on Fire, probably.
I love that film. That's awesome. Right. Just in case you can't join us next week. Right. What are we going to now? Movie news. Let's jump into movie news. So we were talking the other week about franchises like Scream and stuff like that now, where you know it's dragging on. Nightmare on Elm Street probably and Halloween are on like 20 movies each. Did you see this week that within Saw 10 we've had like set photos and stuff that have been dropping, and we've got Tobin Bell returning as Jigsaw.
I saw a photo. Not that I was looking for it; it was just there. And until you mention it now, it would have totally gone out of my mind.
So, but sort of, he died as Jigsaw in what, 3 or 4?
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, and then they've obviously had a trail of movies coming back, and now they've decided, because they've had several different Jigsaw people through prodigies and everything else, and they last 1 or 2 movies, and then they killed them off, and now they must have realised now that they're struggling with franchise and trying to bring him back. Do you think that his whole death of cancer or whatever it was a big sort of ruse, and he's been pulling the strings behind him and stuff like that? Or do you think this is going to drop back into movies before he died or whatever else?
I think they'll write it as a ruse.
Yeah,
I think it'll be, they'll do something. They'll retroactively. The reason I say is because of the continuity difficulties of going back. Do you know what I mean? And doing something that then contradicts something that would come in one of the films that falls after, and all that sort of a mess. So it's probably easier for them to say, "Oh, but you never know. I could be wrong. Who knows?" That's my take.
I don't think studios are worried about continuity now, though, are they? They're just
like,
not.
That's the thing of the past.
Yeah, who's going to remember something that happened 10 years ago? You know. Oh, me. Hello. The next one, carrying along those lines, Jim Carrey was in an interview this week, and he said, while they were filming Dumb and Dumber, he did put out there that he wants to do a footage found sort of horror movie around the characters from Dumb and Dumber on the set of while they were filming the film. So they were doing he wanted to do 2 films at once.
Yeah,
you know, and beyond the set found footage would have been the sequel to Dumb and Dumber. Would that have been something that you would like to have seen? Those 2 characters offset filming and things happening around them, and you know, I can just imagine how funny that would have been for Jim Carrey to do something like that.
I know, because you've got a similar thing with like Man on the Moon, haven't you? And there was like a documentary sort of thing, mockumentary thing done for Man on the Moon. So I don't know whether that was some sort of inspiration for it, maybe, but I don't know.
It would have made for an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, because like I said, I think they have to do something original now, don't they? And I think that would have stood out back then as something special as well, wouldn't it? The next one for me, and yeah, I know what you're going to say, Steve, but the trailers for Magic Mike 3.
When is it coming out?
It's next year, isn't it? Next
I
year.
don't know. You got it in your diary?
I how do I say it? I quite enjoyed the first film. I thought the first one was quite good. The second one wasn't as good, and the third one looks like it's just how do we bring Channing Tatum back into the acting limelight, and we throw him back into the role that made him, really. Yeah, Lana, now I'm interested. Yeah.
I can't say I've seen. I ain't seen one or two. I didn't even know there was a three. Yeah, I'm sure. I don't mind Channing Tatum. Channing Tatum's all right. I think he's got a good comedic timing in what he does. He sends himself up, which I've got. I quite like that in an actor when they're willing to do that. Just not film. Yeah, I don't know. I won't be against watching it.
You've got Matthew McConaughey in there as well. What more do you want?
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Yeah. But no, not films that I'd gravitate towards. I didn't even know there was a third one coming. I can't say I've seen, even knew there was a trailer for it. I don't often watch trailers, believe it or not.
Do you know what? The biggest thing about trailers at the minute is there's so many spoilers in them. If it's genuinely something you want to watch, I tend to try and avoid it.
Yeah, I watched the initial trailer, like for argument's sake, Black Panther. I watched the first trailer. I wouldn't have watched the second. I haven't watched the second trailer for Avatar. Not that I'm interested in the film anyway. But you know what I mean? I tend to go into films blind now. I think that's because life's so busy. Do you know what I mean? In other areas, in other facets that.
I only came across the trailer because I was watching YouTube and it popped up on YouTube, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" Because it's Hammock. What's her name? Sammy Hammock. She's in it as well, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" Because it sort of opens her up as like a little bit of a striptease trailer at the start, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then obviously it's Magic Mike 3, and and Neil's right there. They are sort of setting up some sort of stage show. And if the musical is coming out, then it will tie in nicely with that. But it was more of a case of, right, okay. Like I say, I enjoyed the first one. The second one wasn't quite there for me, but the third one looks all right. But I don't know if this is to kickstart Channing's career again. Because like you say, after Jupiter Ascending, he sort of just went, didn't he, after that? And he hasn't really been in anything noteworthy. Next on my list is Netflix doing Luther, the film.
Okay.
So they're taking the BBC-based detective and putting him into a movie and putting him on Netflix. And Idris Elba's been taking pictures on set and sharing it up. That's something I can't wait to see because, like I say, I wasn't a big fan of the way that they ended Luther. Because they ended it on a good note and then brought out another series, didn't it? Which sort of kiboshed the good ending and give us a bit of a shit one.
That's right. I think series. How many seasons did they do? Was it 5?
Yeah, and season 5 was the one that they shouldn't have made.
Yeah, and I thought season 3 was quite weak as well. Sorry, season 4. Season 1 to 3 were really good. 4 and 5, I didn't. Get on with. They're kind of sort of forgotten in my mind. The character.
So hopefully we get a good movie out of it, and it will. I don't know if they're going to be doing 1 or if it's Netflix. They usually do 2, don't they, or something to see how it floats. But hopefully it's a story for Luther, and that's what it needs. Because, like I say, the first 2 seasons of Luther gets you really gripped in what's going on, and it keeps you in there. And last on my list, and this is why I've kept this last. Quentin Tarantino says after this one, he's going to quit film writing.
Don't give me that. He's been saying that for the last 3 or 4 movies.
Yes, he says number 10 is going to be his last. He wants to finish top of his game. So that might be because he can't get a studio to agree to do a film with him at the moment. Everything he seems to float doesn't go unless he's funding it himself. In my opinion, what's your guys' view on that?
I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't have the studio's backing. To be honest with you, because there's not a lot he touches that isn't gold.
No, but he can't make the movies that he used to make nowadays, though, can he?
That's true. That's probably where we're going with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it is the right time after the 10th one. I don't know.
Money's a big factor again, isn't it? You know, you hear people saying that all the time. Retiring.
Yeah, but you put money into Quentin Tarantino film, it's going to make money, innit?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Matt's saying here that he's heard Apple might buy Disney.
Oh, I don't know about that.
The what? Apple might buy Disney?
Yeah.
I would have said the way it's going, Disney would buy Apple, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Apple TV, though. Apple TV, though, they are coming on strong, aren't they, Apple TV? They're getting a few of the big actors doing things like that. Like Ryan Reynolds and stuff like that is doing stuff where we used to do a lot of stuff with Netflix.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. I mean, just to slightly change it, the only thing for me this week is this one.
Now, there's been a couple of actors die this week, though, Steve.
That's the one for me, though. That proper shocked me, that did.
Never watched Power Rangers.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was a bit... it was... I wasn't the right age demographic for it. I was older when that came about. So I sort of... Do you know what I mean? Same with the Turtles. I missed out on the Turtles.
Yeah. Wow, that's someone to miss out on, isn't it?
I'd sort of peaked at Transformers and He-Man and Turtles. By that point, I was sort of.
Oh, there you go.
Don't hold back, Steve.
Kids' TVs, then, haven't you? Really?
Hold back, Steve. Resist the urge.
Well, I told you, Stevie. Next time I get AJ and everyone on, we're doing a sci-fi special, and you're not included. So
you don't need a sci-fi special. Just talk about Transformers for an hour and a half.
We are going to talk all our shit without being shamed out of it.
I did nearly buy a blaster figure the other day. One character I'd always wanted.
Even the older versions of Blaster look amazing. The new ones look brilliant as well. That's the one I've not got here is Blaster.
Yeah, I saw it in Smythe's, and I was that close, but I didn't.
Yeah. So obviously, Green Ranger dies this week. There's been a couple as well.
You had Kevin Conroy, didn't you, last week or week before? Batman.
Yeah. The animated. Bloody hell. He'd done it the longest as well, hasn't
he? He did.
Well, he's the fans' ultimate Batman, though, wasn't he? Because he wasn't just Batman from the animated series. He was Batman in all the games and Batman and Beyond and all that. It was quite a touching speech from Mark Hamill as well this week, obviously on the back of that.
Because that was the Joker, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he did appear on live action, didn't he? As
he did.
Bruce Wayne in the DC crossover, one of the crossovers.
Yeah. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, it's obviously a shame and stuff like that. Now I did go on to watch Kill and Joke on the back of that. That's one of the videos coming up, and like I say that, and Tara Strong as well. I didn't realize how many characters she plays in a lot of these animated series as well. She's got over 600 credited.
Bloody hell.
From different series and cartoons and stuff like that throughout over the years. And I didn't realize that until obviously recently. So that's movie news. Like I say, there's no big. A lot of it's all about Black Panther 2 and everyone saying thank you and all that lot of stuff. And to be honest, I wasn't really a big fan of Black Panther 2.
Oh, you've seen it? You've been to see it?
He's seen it.
I've seen it. Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've not bothered yet. I don't know. The Marvel stuff doesn't excite me anymore.
Let's say it follows the trend of the last 5 Marvel movies, and the tribute carries on throughout the film. I'll let you go and watch it, and I'll let you make a decision on the back of that. But to me, they could have done so much more with it than what they did with it. You know.
But we've seen that quite a few times recently with regards to Marvel movies, though, haven't we?
Yeah, but this one, they took an opportunity to pay tribute to an actor, but it's not like the actor died during filming, so they had to then go back and reshoot a lot of it or whatever.
You mean.
He wrote it in a particular way that I didn't think they needed to go down. I think they could have paid the first 10 minutes of the film is a beautiful tribute. The way that they've done it is brilliant, but they didn't need to drag that out across the film. But I don't want to put you off watching it. Go and watch it and come back and tell me what you think of it. I don't want to influence you in any shape or form.
It will be watched in no rush, though. I'll probably wait till Disney Plus release. I certainly won't be going to cinema to see it.
No.
Right, let's move into pickups of the week, shall we?
Okay.
Right, so I'll go first because I haven't really got that many.
Okay.
So I picked up, because Steve, you're a git, and you picked up Firefly, so I picked up Serenity. I did pick up the Real Heroes version of Serenity, so I need to figure out what's different in this, because
the slip
quite a lot of,
it's just a slip.
Yeah, it's got quite a lot of special features, but I don't know if there's anything different in the actual film or not.
Yeah,
he's all right. He's not listening, AJ.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
No,
I
did hear you say it's just a slip cover. I did hear that.
Yeah, it is.
But
they released quite a few films with that style of comic book style slip at the time.
I remember Kick-Ass being one of them.
Yeah, Hulk got one, I think. There was a few. Slip was one.
All right, the next one was Taking a Feeling 1, 2, 3. Again, Steve, you picked up a copy of this not so long ago, so I thought, you know what, I haven't seen that one for a while, so pick it up.
Good movie.
What?
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while, so I thought, you know what, I'll pick it up. It was only 50p when I was in there. Now, you shared something with me in Messenger the other day.
What?
And about Masterpiece's eBay store.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking that's this.
If not, this is going to be a very awkward conversation. If your wife's ordered something instead.
Well, it's addressed to me. And it's come in a banana box.
Your divorce papers.
Yeah,
here we go.
She's probably shouting at me now, going, "Don't rip the box, don't rip the bubble wrap."
I'll use it again.
There you go. The little throttle bot.
G1.
Yep. So I got him. I sent him an offer. He accepted it, and it's arrived. So.
Oh, nice, mate.
And there's me about.
I remember them.
Yeah.
My first ever Transformer was one of them. I think a red one. Can't remember the character.
Well, so there you go.
Yeah.
That's him.
That's cool, mate.
So he's going to take pride in place up there. There you go.
Completely out of camera.
Yeah, completely out of camera. There you go. He's up there.
Fair enough.
All right, so there were my three low. Oh, man, I did pick up a copy of Glory on Blu-ray as well. See,
Oh, that's good. That's a good movie.
So I picked that up for £1. And yeah, but like I say, it's all part of the series, isn't it? Get them watched, get them listed, get them gone. And yeah, see what's going on. Stop showing. Sorry, babe. Stop showing our address. So yeah, here you go.
Could have to move again.
Did you pick up anything good?
You talk to me.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got a few bits this week. Couple of pickups. I got Nope. I want to watch this one because I've not seen it yet, but obviously Jordan Peele, I want to watch it. So that was one. Silent Hill. This, for some reason,
I enjoy that. Bro.
It keeps going up in value at CEX, but I don't know if it's just out of print or what. But I picked that one up. Jessica Jones, season 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got Ed Wood, Johnny Depp. Obviously, Johnny Depp is naturally a Tim Burton film. This is how I know I'm getting old, by the way. I'm just letting you know. I picked up 5 seasons of Grand Designs. Yeah, because I really enjoy this program now. That's where I'm at with life. So I picked up them. These two, I had to get this one as soon as obviously what happened. Is the series 1 to 3 Power Rangers. I know they're on Netflix, and this one I was watching. I think it's Boutiques for Blu-rays or something, or Boutique Blu-rays YouTube channel. It's the only reason that I knew this one had come out. Otherwise, I'd have missed it. Well, I say missed it. It's a second sight release, and it is Boiling Point.
Oh shit!
The second I found out that were coming out on Blu-ray, I bought it. So I'm really chuffed with that. So that's obviously the book and all the gubbins inside. But I love this movie. And this goes back to the independent things we were talking about.
That is the second worst Stephen Gray movie after Away Days.
No,
it is, mate. It is shit.
It isn't. It's a great movie.
In the words of Lana, nothing fucking happens.
You know what? It's got special features on, and I was looking. It's got the making of Boiling Point, so I'm looking forward to that. Nothing to do with the fact that one of the girls I went to school with, her husband, directed it. But yeah, chuffed at that one. So that's my pickups this week. To be fair, that one is probably my favourite, and then my second favourite is the Power Rangers to go with my box sets at the back of kids stuff.
What about you, AJ? Have you picked up anything good this week?
Yeah, but I didn't know that. It was like show and tell. I feel like a school kid
Look, if you did that, he'd have to delete about four fucking videos for next week.
No, I know.
Who hasn't done it? I feel like he ain't done his own work. Yeah. So what have I got this week? Okay, I've got the Planes, Trains and Automobiles 4K.
That looks awesome. That
hour of deleted scenes on it, which is. It wouldn't make the film any longer. There are scenes that are just extended and they roll with stuff and sort of things like that. I did watch that. I did get the Reservoir Dogs 4K Steelbook. Fantastic transfer on that.
That Steelbook looks really nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, I watched that last night. I picked up for £1 in CEX Battlefield Earth.
Oh, I did question that.
Just because it's been put to me as one of my Defending a Dud episodes where I look at it and try and make a defense for the film.
I don't think you're going to be able to defend that.
I have to go in. What I do is I strip the film down first. I look at everything that made it what it is and why it's bad. Then I'll watch it, try and build it back up and try and find I'm not saying that it's a defense that I believe in, but I've got to try and find a defense for the movie.
Yeah. You're defending O.J. Simpson.
Yes. So these things happen. So it could be a fail, could be a failed defence. It could be a defence that people could go into and say, okay, yeah, I can see that. You know,
I think the crime in that film is that you see John Travolta lose interest halfway through.
Oh, I haven't watched it since it came out. Don't like.
I thought this was sort of one of his passion projects.
It was, I believe it was. Yeah. But the biggest issue I've got, and one of the failing factors for the film in my mind, is that you've got John Travolta playing an alien under heavy makeup. So all the time you're watching it, you're not thinking this is an alien. You're thinking this is John Travolta under heavy makeup. Yeah. You can't get past that. You can't get a step beyond that. And I believe that would be one of the...
very interesting for you to defend it then.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I just thought it'd be fun to do. Watch some of these crappy films. Get people to make suggestions, and I'll go through them all that they make and see if I can watch them with an open mind, shall we say, and see what I can dig out.
Yeah. I don't know how you're going to get around that. Yeah, I'll see. There you go. So she's saying that obviously Away Days is better than Boiling Point. I think that's a stretch. I think there's one for you. There's one for you to defend a dud and go and watch Away Days.
Is that a dud, is it?
Yeah. Now, when you read the back of it, it sounds great. It's got Stephen Graham in it. It's about football hooliganism. It's about Tranmere and Birkenhead in the 70s. Sounds brilliant, but the film's just shocking.
Oh, you've lost me at football hooliganism already.
That's it.
But I'll add it to the list if it's a film that is...
Add it to the list and we'll see the review in September next year, shall we?
Yeah.
I've got no... What is it for? I've got no... they're just sort of as and when videos as opposed to every other week or something like that. It's just when I get round to them more than anything.
Oh, that's a point. Matt versus Movies has said about the... do you think Avatar 2 will be a success? Can you see a revival of 3D? Yeah.
It's a difficult one because
in the cinema, yes.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. You're not going to get that revival on physical media, because it never really took off anyway massively, did it? 3D with the 3D TVs. I know that
we got a 3D TV. We've got a 3D TV, and we watched a couple of the early 3D DVDs and DVDs when they first came out. One of the ones that we did buy was Titanic in 3D to watch that.
Yeah, but that's not filmed in 3D, was it?
No.
You might as well say you watched yours 3D.
And the problem with that is there was only a few films that were filmed in 3D.
I know what film would change your mind. Gravity.
Final Destination.
Gravity in 3D.
Sorry, I'm just playing around.
Now, I did have a conversation with somebody in the comments in the Gravity review.
Yeah.
About that, and I said that would look amazing. That opening sequence with the fixing the satellite, and about 15 minutes later, when the debris is taking her off and she's spinning around, that will look absolutely amazing. It doesn't take away that it's a shit film. You can roll a turd in glitter, but it's still a turd. Yeah.
What's your opinion on that one then, AJ?
Well, Gravity.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all, but it's been... I've not watched it twice. I've only watched it upon...
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
You are. You're all assholes. How are you saying Gravity's good?
I said I enjoyed it on first watch. I don't know. I'd have to watch it and reevaluate it again. You're talking years ago now.
Post conversion of 3D, Titanic in 3D is fantastic.
See, I got drawn back in by Gravity because I was watching. Was it RoboCop Blu-ray? RoboCop Blu-ray, and Gravity was on the trailer.
Oh yeah.
And I got drawn back in by the trailer. And Steve knows I've got this love-hate relationship with Gravity. The trailer makes me want to watch it every time. And then I watch the film and I go, why the hell am I watching this?
What's up, AJ?
Sorry?
What are you up to?
Sorry, no, I'm trying to sort this. I need my laptop to stick this iPad on. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. So the Gravity trailer drags me back in every time. It draws me back in, and I watch it, and then I go, no, I don't even know why I'm watching this film.
So is it a film? Is it a film that you want to like? Just saying you're drawn back into it, so there must be something there that's taking you. You know, there's films that I don't like, but I want to like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think when you were talking before about the trailers, not watching the trailers because it gives away some good points to the film, and I think the way that they cut the trailer together, the trailer makes it look like it's all one great big sort of space adventure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much of the film that I can't connect with. You know, the bit, you know, George Clooney dies. Spoiler alert, woo! But he comes back, and she sees him coming back all the time, and it's him that's reminding her of her training and stuff like that. That aspect of it, I enjoyed the bit at the beginning where, you know, they're actually. But then all this, right? Well, I've got to get back to the shuttle. Then I've got to get back to the space station. Then I've got to go over here. Then I've got to do, and it's just dead far fetched for me. It's just like you have a killer or she escapes in the first escape pod she sees. You know, it's just it goes from
there's one too many trips she's got to do.
Yeah, it goes from being realistic to being very far fetched and in a very short space of time. And you know, it's I don't know. Like I say, there is part of me that I probably would really love the film, or I want to love the film, but it's just.
So how many times have you watched it?
About 4.
That's for someone who's not keen on it, by the way.
Yeah.
But each time it reaffirms the fact that it reconfirms the fact that I don't actually enjoy the film. But the trailer keeps dragging me in. But I have traded a copy in. It's gone to CEX now. It's no longer in the house. I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to skip the trailer. You know, it's just not for me.
Yeah, it's a case of I want to like it, but I don't.
Yeah.
So you kept revisiting it to try and find something in there.
Have you got any films like that you can think of?
Any film? Wow. Not really. No, there are, but I can't. I'm trying to think. I can't place anything at the moment. I would say something like the Batman would fall into that category for me. It's a film I wanted to like and didn't. There's a few, but no, I know they're there. They'll probably come out after this stream in my head, and I'll say, "Damn it, that's one on."
It'll be a short in an hour, that won't it? 10 movies. 10 movies.
Out in an hour.
It's short, yeah. I don't know. Steve was laughing at my review of the Batman. Wait, you Steve, because I came straight out the cinema and did the review of the Batman, so it's fresh in my mind, and it was like, yeah, I'm in the same boat with you, AJ. I wanted it to be good. The trailers looked amazing. It was just not what I was thinking it was going to be. And
it just got no. It's too realistic.
Okay.
It's too realistic in that it's, you know, when you see a man walking around Gotham in a bat suit, walking through police crime scenes with all these other police officers there, and walking into a club, it kind of highlights the stupidness of that idea in a real world setting. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean with that. It's literally like it's like they're trying to be like a normal life.
Yes.
Sort of situation, normal sort of scenario, but then you've got a guy dressed up as a bat walking through a.
But we watched. Yeah, I watched it the second time with you, Steve, didn't I? Yeah. Really, because I watched it before you came up to Liverpool, and then I watched it when we got back from Liverpool with you. And I said to him, you're going to understand what I mean when you get halfway through the film. And that club scene where he walks into the club, I was expecting, or I was wanting a scene from Blade.
Yeah.
When he walks in the underground club, you know, in the bloodbath. But we get him punch two blokes and he gets pulled up by a shotgun. And you're like, well, there you go. That's it done.
Yeah.
You know, and then he's off meeting the Penguin. But it's the whole thing was just slow. It took too long to get into the and the whole Catwoman storyline didn't need to be there either. They sort of just threw that into the middle of the film to justify having another character in there that someone can recognize and pick up or build a story on later on. And
all that stuff, all the stuff with, you know, like the crime scene and it's just a contradiction to the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
The beginning of the film, you've got him in the shadows. Oh, you ain't got him in the shadows. You've got, you know, the bat logo goes off. You've got different aesthetic for Gotham where it's raining, heavy rain. It looks fantastic. And the opening is brilliant. And then you've got all these petty criminals afraid of the shadows, even though there's nothing in the shadows.
Yeah.
And
the
then
light,
you've got
the light itself is the deterrent. I just like to turn it on. Boop, there you go.
Yeah, and then you've got Batman himself walking through crime scenes and walking into a club, and people are just going to be looking at him going, it's just a guy in a suit. What's there to be afraid of?
Yeah.
There is no, you know, because Batman is based around the fear of people for Batman is based around this sort of fact that they don't know what he is or who he is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're walking in public, and also all those coppers, you know, you're in a city with loads of police that are on the take. Almost the whole force is on the take, right, and corrupt. And you walk into a crime scene down a hallway of however many coppers you've got there. What's to stop someone, one of them coppers, just pulling out a gun and shooting him in the jaw? You know, because he owes, you know, that copper is under threat from some mob boss and his family's under threat, and he does that to get. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
It just doesn't wash that stuff for me. But there we go.
The Adam West Batman meets Seven. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's accurate, isn't it?
It is the closest. It's the closest rendition to the Adam West Batman era. That film is, in that he's there walking around the city with the police in public places, and you've never had that before in a Batman film. I can't recall, with the exception of Batman and Robin when they were at the gala thing.
Yeah,
you know, pulls out his back credit card. So it's the closest film to, in my mind, to the Adam West era, just being dark and gritty. And the minute you take away that fantastical, which they did in this film, there's nothing fantastical about the film whatsoever. It just highlights the absurdity of this man in this costume. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But it's a film. What I'm hoping for is that the sequel comes along and is fantastic, and then I can go back and watch the first one, and it elevates it for me. The sequel takes it to another level.
Yeah, yeah, I agree on that one. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, sorry.
Do you think we're in that era now where they'll put a first film out see how it's reacted to, take the criticisms of it, and then build the second film better to rescue the first one.
Yes. I think that's happening. I think, we've seen studios starting to listen. Marvel have, certainly, with stuff that they've done. I still think DC will definitely follow that blueprint as well, inevitably, because they're seeing Marvel do it. Other films, they may jump on the bandwagon.
See, I'm glad to see things coming out of the DC and out of Warner Brothers now. And I said in my Black Adam video is that if they use Black Adam as a springboard now to bring us into a new era of DC, that'd be great. Now, they are starting to look at that. We are going to start getting more Justice Society sort of heroes and stuff like that, and building the wider universe around Black Adam on the foundation. So, I'm glad they're going to do that. They're going to take that format and run with that. It wasn't too serious. You got a good backstory. You knew who the characters were. You knew Dr. Fate without knowing it's Dr. Fate. You sort of got that. I think that's the way that they should go. I think they sort of missed the ball with the whole Justice League thing. Steve was laughing at me because he said he was watching my video for the Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League.
Snyder.
Yeah, Zack Snyder, yeah. His version of the Justice League, and he said I was sitting on the fence about which version I prefer, and he's right. I am. It's but I explain it a little bit more in the video. But I'm glad to see that they're taking that lightheartedness of Black Adam, dragging that into a wider universe, and giving us what we should have got the first time around.
Yeah, it's a shame it's taken them this long.
Yeah.
When the whole superhero thing's slowing down now anyway.
Yeah.
I actually preferred I really loved the Zack Snyder Justice League. It was brilliant. It was fantastic. But Black Adam was... Sorry?
Do I need to play that clip again?
Black Adam.
I said to him, AJ, I said, although it's a 4-hour movie, for me, it didn't feel like a 4-hour movie. And it definitely made the movie a hell of a lot different, a hell of a lot better.
It did, and I think it was one of those projects that elevated the two films that came before it as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it helped that I had to swap discs. I had to swap Blu-ray discs in the middle of the film. Right. I don't think that
do that back in Laserdisc days.
But in my eyes, I need that third cut. The Justice League was quick paced. It was quick paced. It was action and action, and it sort of the action flowed. But you lost all that backstory. You lost a lot of the character development. In the
I'm here. I'm in a different room.
In the Snyder cut, you got a lot of that backstory. I understood who all the characters were. I understood where they all come from, the relationships between them all. It was good to see the relationship between Flash and Cyborg, for example. You don't get that in the original release. You don't really get the relationship between Aquaman and Wonder Woman that you do in the Snyder release. So it was good to see all of that, and you could see that the building up to that bit, that bigger bit at the end where he's talking about 6 seats and getting more. You saw Green Lanterns flying around. You saw the Martian Manhunter at the end and stuff like that. You saw what they were trying to build. There was just too much of the building in the Snyder edit compared to what's in the really. So give me some of that mixed with that. Cut it down to about 2.5 hours, and that will be a perfect mix for me.
So what you want to see, really, you want to see Zack Snyder's original version. What we got there in the Zack Snyder cut isn't what would have come out from Zack Snyder in 2017.
That was everything that he's filmed, and that's why it's in stages.
Yeah.
That's why it's like stage 1 to 6, the epilogue at the end. But give me what he was going to put out
in 2017
with all the backstories and everything in the middle, And then
did you like the improved version of Steppenwolf?
Steppenwolf and Darkseid, that was brilliant. Steppenwolf comes across as being a bit of a bitch in the first release. You know, he was just a throwaway villain. In this one, he was a force to be reckoned with. He knew what he was after, you know, when he was fighting and stuff like that. And it was good to see the dark side of things as well.
Yeah,
you know, why he got sort of banished and what he was doing and why he was after the mother boxes and stuff.
Yeah,
You don't get that in the original release.
no.
So give me what we should have got, which was the 3-hour version and all cut down, and off we go. Do we think we'll see a sequel to Justice League?
I think you'll see another one. I think you'll see another Justice League eventually, not a sequel.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like a reboot, or
essentially they'll do something like that if they're going a different route now with it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. I'd like to see another a solo Affleck Batman movie.
Yeah,
I'd like to see a solo Batman movie because we never got one.
No.
Which was a shame.
But when it Ben Affleck, he just couldn't make up his bloody mind whether or not he was doing it.
Well, he was meant to be directing and writing it first, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then I think it was too much for him. Yeah, I don't know.
So which villain in DC universe would you like to see in a Batman standalone movie?
What we say, villain?
Yeah.
Are we talking someone who hasn't had screen time yet? Yeah,
someone that's not had screen. I'm not talking about bringing Jared Leto back in and letting him run loose as Batman, as Joker, or someone like that. Who would you like to see come back?
Come back or new?
A new take on someone that we've not had before from the comic.
I personally, I'd like to see Ventriloquist.
Okay.
I think he's quite a good suit for the dark aesthetic that the new films are giving. But obviously, he's not going to be a physical. You know, you'd need someone physical with him.
Yeah.
With that dual personality that comes out in Doll. Yeah.
Just trying to think who would play the physicality side of it and who would play the Doll.
Well,
the Doll would. You'd need someone small and weedy, wouldn't you, for the normal person? And the Doll itself would be a Doll. But what I'm saying is, you'd need him to be the brains of the outfit. You'd need the Doll would be the brains of the. Oh look, Matt's in the house.
Right.
I thought we'd get a sneak peek of Saturday's show, mate.
Matt, are you in bed?
Yeah. Got the cat next to me.
In a turtleneck?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Oh, bless you. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
No problem there. Yeah,
cool. What do you think then? About obviously you said about obviously Ben Affleck as a solo movie. Do you think we're ever going to get it?
Look, it'd be great if we did. I think he's fantastic. I really like this sort of older Wayne. Sort of, you know, the broken down Batman that we kind of got to see in Batman v Superman.
I must admit, it was a fresh look at it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that film, so I've got no issue with it. But...
See, that's the other thing with Patterson. You're going back to the beginning. You've already done that with Christian Bale, haven't you?
Yeah, it's year one, isn't it, or year 2 or 3, isn't it, for the Batman? He's been in it for a little bit, but not too long. Would you like to see a Batman Beyond story? Bruce training a younger Batman.
Yes, as long as it's not the futuristic take that you get on in the cartoon. you're stepping into a different sort of world then, aren't you, really? Which is very far removed, if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
To get from Batman the Animated Series to Batman Beyond world within Bruce Wayne's lifetime is a huge leap.
Yeah.
See what I mean? It's kind of like almost like the 2099, the Marvel 2099 universe.
Yeah.
It'd be very much like that.
But okay, well, taking a different spin on it, then, would you like to see Damian arrive? And we get a young Damian, and Bruce is training an assassin. Someone brought up being an assassin to be good. Would you like to see that then? A Ben Affleck Batman with a Damian counterpart. You forget he's already dead, isn't he? So he's taking the new role of Robin.
Yes, I think that would open up a good relationship, on-screen relationship, because it's very strained, isn't it? And Damian's backstory of where he came from and all that he puts him in, essentially in conflict with Batman, doesn't he? With Bruce Wayne, he's got different ideals. He's been raised differently. He does things differently. He's harsher. So it would make a good dynamic on screen.
And I think that will fit quite well with the universe where Affleck's Batman is. You know, in that sort of dark, gritty, not as dark as the Batman, but dark as dark setting. It's not all sunshine and rainbows as it's pictured in other Batman that we've had. But I think that would work quite well. Like, say, Drake's already dead, isn't he? Because the Joker's got him and stuff like that. So it'll be a move on for the Robin character.
Yeah.
And also give Batman something to focus on. Now he's got everybody back. What you reckon, Spud? Where would you go?
I don't know, mate. Like I say, I'd be interested in seeing an Affleck solo, but as far as Batman Beyond and stuff like that, that's well out of my remit. I don't particularly. I mean, I've got the animated series and stuff, but I don't particularly go into a lot of the comics, so I haven't really seen the Batman Beyond side of it, so I wouldn't know where to go with that. And Damien, I'm not sure who that is, to be fair.
Batman Beyond isn't really. It's only been recent that they've done comics for that.
Yeah.
That was solely a sort of what you've got there is solely pretty much it as the animated series. Damien and all that's just recent. They're characters that have been introduced in the comics probably in about the last 10 years sometime.
Yeah. You know Ra's al Ghul, don't you, Steve?
What's that?
You know Ra's al Ghul, don't you?
Ra's al Ghul, yeah.
Yeah, so he had a daughter called Talia, and then Bruce slept with his daughter, and Damien's the love child.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Damien's the godson of Ra's, and then when Ra's and Talia died, then Damien comes to live with Bruce.
Right, so when he came to Bruce, he was already whatever age he's at. He's all, you know what I mean? He hasn't been raised by that
already.
Yeah, he's been raised under that. You know, that Al Ghul family. So he's come away from that with all those sort of that training.
Yeah.
And then he goes under Batman's wing.
There we go. We should pitch this to Warner Brothers. Shouldn't we? Bring Damien in with Ben Affleck, and there we go. You know,
job done.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great to see some sort of the other villains though that are in the comic books, not just keep focusing on the Joker. We've seen this before. They keep, there's got to be a whole host. More than anyone, AJ, with the comics, there must be so many different characters that they could bring in.
Oh, there is. There's a whole. Although they, you're talking. You've got your sort of A-list character. And then you drop down into your B-list territory and C-list and that sort of thing. Batman's got a rogues gallery on par with Spider-Man's, easy. I think him and Spider-Man have got the best rogues gallery in comic books. And but they're focusing on the A-list. That's why you keep getting the same characters again and again, because they're going with the A-list known villains.
Yeah.
But it does become overdone.
But at the moment, you have got 3 versions of the Joker running around out there. Because don't forget, you've got Joaquin Phoenix, he's still playing Joker. You've got Jared Leto, who's still got the contract to play Joker in films. He's still got airtime to play out there. And you've got the Joker coming in from The Batman. You know, he was introduced in The Batman. You've got 3 versions of the Joker running around out there. You've got... just going back on your A, B's and C's lists there, you look at what's happening with Marvel at the moment. You know, you're on like list E of superheroes coming out now.
Yeah.
Who was supposed to be backfilling all these spaces of people that have come and gone. You know, Miss Marvel was never a big character anywhere, and she's ended up with a TV series out of the blue for no reason at all.
That's right. Although I've got to take my hats off to Marvel for that. Although the only reason that forced Marvel's hand with that is obviously where the rights to their primary characters were all out with other studios at first. Spider-Man with Sony, the X-Men and Daredevil and that Fox, etc. They had to start on, you know, it was lucky that they were actually left with the Avengers, all them different characters from the Avengers. And if Marvel did have all the X-Men and all that at the point where they started with their films, you wouldn't ever see these other characters getting given the opportunity that they've been given. So Marvel's, you know, even though Marvel have now got the X-Men back, they're still delving into these smaller characters. And for the comic fans, you know, that's fantastic.
But I'd like to see it go somewhere, though. I'd like to see it building up to something. And you know, and actually have that payoff there, not just give me 10 episodes of something or 8 episodes of something and then not going on. She-Hulk was just a big introduction for Scar, it turned out at the end.
Yeah.
You know, there was nothing, there's no real payoff to She-Hulk. You reintroduced Daredevil, which we already had in Spider-Man, and you've introduced Bruce back with his son now from Planet Hulk, and we've missed that whole Planet Hulk story.
Yeah.
That's all happened off screen.
Do you not think we'll be seeing that, though?
We'll get it in flashbacks in season 2 of She-Hulk. We won't see that on screen.
Yeah, it's I know what you're saying. It does feel very fragile at the moment, the Marvel stuff.
I think Marvel need to basically, this last phase has been all over the place. There's been no, like you say, build up to something like we had in the first few phases. It was all building up to Infinity War. I think we might start to see this with the next phase with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I'm quite excited for that film, actually.
Phase 5 is where we start seeing Kang again. Now, don't forget, we only seen Kang. Well, we didn't even see Kang. We only got his name dropped in Loki. But we've had 3 films in 4 series instead, and no one's even mentioned it.
Yeah,
it's not even been on the wall. Beware of Kang or variants or all that whole variant stuff is all dropped.
Yeah,
the multiverse thing didn't even mention anything to do with that. You know, that was more to do with Wanda, and that didn't really come into anything. The big bad that was killing heroes then, Patrick Stewart never mentioned it as Professor X or anyone like that. That would have been the perfect time just to drop the name in to remind us who the big bad's meant to have been in this. You know, the whole what if was supposed to bring us back to that, and it never did. There's just been no payoff to any of that. So how are you gonna connect to a phase of big bad? Thanos, you knew who Thanos was, because every now and then you got little glimpses of it. They did mention it. They mentioned the
end credits and stuff on it.
Yeah, they were building up to Thanos being there. With Kang, he's just sort of forgotten. no one, like saying, no one's mentioned him anywhere to do with anything, and there's no real hints to it. And like I say, he's going to come back as the bad in Ant-Man, and then that's
I'm looking forward to Ant-Man because I think Paul Rudd's really good, and they've been some good fun movies. His two so far.
More excited for that than Black Panther.
Oh yeah,
so I'll just wait for Black Panther on Disney. I haven't even watched Thor: Love and Thunder because I've heard so much that it's not that great at all.
It's awful.
Yeah.
There's one for your list, AJ.
Do you know what? I've not been able to do a second rewatch of it. I've tried and I've switched it off twice.
Just try and defend it.
Yeah.
When's the Guardians Christmas special? I thought that was going to drop today for Thanksgiving. Tomorrow morning, is it?
8 a.m.
Okay.
What's that on Disney?
Yeah.
Yeah. AJ's got a video coming out at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Made next year.
He's already got it made. He's already got it made. He's got it ready to go.
It's out at 9:45.
Yeah, he's got two versions. If it's great, he's going with that one. If he's going with that one.
Yeah.
I've got. I'll be watching it as it airs, and then I'll probably do a review after. So why not?
Fair play to you, mate. Fair play to you.
I'd never thought, as I'm sitting here with me Hulk hoodie on, and Steve takes the piss out of me for going back to comic books and Marvel every 5 minutes, but I'd never thought I'd ever say I've had enough of comic book movies or comic book themed content.
I agree. I mean, a while ago, I've said fatigue setting in for some time now, and I was sort of lambasted for it by people saying it ain't even a thing, doesn't even exist. And you are feeling it. There is too much, and you just don't get the chance to breathe between the projects. That's and we've said this. We've had conversations about this, me and Matt, and you don't get that chance to consume it. Before the next one is there. She-Hulk ends. You got 2 weeks later. You got Black Panther coming out. When Black Panther finishes its run, it's the next Marvel TV show. You've got no time to consume and digest till the next one.
Well, if you look at the shows, we had WandaVision, then 2 weeks after that we got Winter Soldier, then 2 weeks after that we got Hawkeye, then 2 weeks after that we got She-Hulk. We did Moonhawk, wasn't it? Then we got Miss Marvel, then we got She-Hulk. So it has been a constant stream on Disney Plus for
it has,
12 months, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the reason that we're feeling like this is because of the TV series? Do you think without the TV series and if it was just movies, do you think we'd still be saying the same thing?
I think you'd still be feeling it to a lesser extent. I mean, Black Adam's good. Sorry?
No, go on. Finish what you're going to say.
I was going to say that Black Adam's a good example of this. Black Adam was a fun film. I enjoyed it. However, there's nothing in it original whatsoever. When I watched it, everything, the giant guy, the Atom guy, he looks like bloody Deadpool. His mask is designed like Deadpool's mask. Yeah. Everything on screen I've seen in another film. There's nothing fresh. Although it was enjoyable, it's nothing fresh is there. And so with that, you're starting to see this. You know what I mean?
But the Atom Smasher was a great callback to the Atom, though. It's his grandson and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it is still rooted within comic lore.
It is. But it's the Ant-Man thing. He's got a Deadpool mask. He does exactly what happened.
If you're going back to early Phase 1 Marvel, we got 2 films a year.
Yeah.
So they were big blockbuster releases, those two films a year, you know. And then we waited a while before we got a sequel to them. Now we've got Black Panther's just come out. Like I say, Ant-Man's going to be out in the next couple of weeks, is it?
February.
Yeah, so get the other side of the new year, then we've got an Ant-Man. Then after that, you're going to have another one about another 3 months late. So the quick releases through phase 5 and 6 now, right the way through till 2025. It's like
with TV series in between.
Yeah, there's like a movie release every 8-9 weeks, and then you've got TV series building into that aren't looping into the films in any way. No one's referring back to anything that we've seen in any of the series yet. You know,
no, I think the Marvels will be the first one of that, won't it?
Yeah.
But if you remember the early episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they had to stop airing some of that because it was crossing over with Thor: Dark World.
Yeah.
You know, so we had like a 6-week stop of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because obviously Lady Sif dropped into an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it was after Dark World and it gave the plot away.
Yeah.
So they have tried that, but all these series and all these characters that they're bringing in now and bringing old characters in and dropping in and out, they're not linking to anything that we're seeing anywhere else, and some of it's actually quite contradicting. And it's just like I can't quite put my finger on where we're going with these, with this phase and the next phase. So,
see, I think I'm getting more enjoyment. Actually, I'll be honest. I think I get more enjoyment out of the TV side of it now than the films.
Yeah,
because I'm seeing characters that would otherwise I wouldn't see.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a bit more light-hearted as well.
It's a bit, sorry?
It's a bit more light-hearted as well. I thought She-Hulk was a breath of fresh air to me. It was just
I liked it.
It was just comedy right the way through with little bits of action here and there or whatever, but her reactions to what's going on around her and, you know, and breaking the fourth wall every now and then and reminding us that she's that whole bit about the end, sorry if you've not watched it, but that whole bit around the end about Kevin, I thought that was actually quite funny. That it was all controlled by one entity, you know?
Yeah.
The trouble is, I think people got so sucked in with the Infinity Saga, and that sort of ending to that was so good that people just want that all the time now. And
yeah, it was a bar that was set, really.
Sorry, say again.
Sorry, I was just going to say it was sort of a bar to set that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think you need to drop down now. Like you say, She-Hulk was a breath of fresh air. You know, it's just light-hearted. You know, it's a comic book. It's supposed to. Well, you said, AJ, that she was written as a comedic.
Yeah,
she was. Yeah,
angle,
she's always been written in, and that's the problem. People wanted She-Hulk to be a Hulk TV series.
Yeah,
and by Hulk TV series, I mean the sort of green, angry, smash, which She-Hulk isn't in the comics.
No.
But they even poke fun at that, don't they? In the spoilers again, but the last episode, it starts off the 1970s.
That opening credits scene.
I thought that was great. I loved it. I thought it was, you know, a great throwback to it. But it was kind of almost saying, yeah, we know what you want, but you're not going to get it.
not on this show.
No, that's right. Yeah.
No,
I mean, She-Hulk has got angry, and she does. There is a savage She-Hulk. She has been that way, but do you know what I mean? It's not the crux of the character. The character's always been as you get here in this. So people were disappointed in that side of it, you know, because they don't know the comics.
Yeah.
If you know the comics, you get what the show's doing. The comics would have, you know, back in John Byrne's days in the 80s of the comics, you'd have her crossing panels. She'd be walking across from one comic panel to another. She'd be tearing down the comic page, and you can see the page beyond where she's torn it down. You know, so you'd have that breaking of the fourth wall there, long before Deadpool ever done it. It works
But
better.
we've had conversations in the past, though, AJ, and I wasn't a big fan of her needing a crutch in every episode. It was either Hulk or it was Abomination.
Yeah, I didn't.
Or it was Deadpool. Daredevil, or it was somebody else. Just let her have a series where she's herself, and she's just.
I said that in some of my videos that they wouldn't allow her to have her own series. It had to be someone else there to help prop it up, and I found that to be quite frustrating.
Mm.
You know,
it was like watching 90s TNA or where wrestling, isn't it? Where every 5 seconds Eric Bischoff or Vince McMahon's there, and you're not the stars of the show, guys. Just fuck off. Just let me get on with the wrestling, and that's what She-Hulk was. It was this character's coming in, and this character's come back. You know, at some point, you know, you've got Tim Roth that's got more screen time than She-Hulk.
Yeah,
you know, it's strange. Matt, what have you got in store for us on Saturday then, sir? Because we're making an appearance with you, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, we've got Leo, Geek Legion of Doom. He's on. So yeah. I mean, there's no actual theme. I think we'll just be, you know, obviously promoting your channels, and just a general chit chat about, you know, things, comments coming in, and yeah, if there's anything you want to chat about, I mean, we can always chat comic books, you know, films. I love them, you know, but yeah, anything really, you know.
Right. So can we get some ground rules and say Starship Troopers and Halo are not allowed? We need that ground rules, mate. Trust me. Otherwise, you're going to lose subs. You'll be on about 300 by the end of it.
what's wrong with Starship Troopers?
It's not that there's anything wrong with Starship Troopers. It is Steve's ultimate movie. I don't know if you've seen any of our videos, but he's mentioned it once or twice.
Starship Troopers is the best military film ever made. It's the best war film ever made.
It's all right. By the end of talking to Steve, you'll feel like you've seen it again.
When you watch it and you understand the source material it's taken from and everything else, it's a great film.
Yeah, I got the 4K about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, see, that's a true Starship Troopers fan right there, Steve.
4K steelbook from.
No point in buying a 4K steelbook if I've not got a 4K TV. I'm not like you, Steve.
Shocking.
Steve's got hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of 4K steelbooks there sitting behind him, and he's not even got a 4K TV, so he can't watch it.
So
I'm still clinging on
one just for a fucking business card.
Still clinging on to me 3D, thank you, at the minute. So I also have hundreds of those as well.
Chris has got a question here. What is your all-time favourite film? The number one only, no mentions, etc.
Oh, I've got to go Jaws. I always cite Jaws as a favourite film of all time. Grew up with it, watched it almost daily, and yeah.
Fair enough. What about you, Matt?
Me, Shawshank Redemption. Absolutely.
Wow, what a movie.
Yeah, I love that film. Fantastic.
Do I even need to answer this one?
Starship Troopers.
No, he's thinking Transformers cartoon.
The 1986 Transformers movie. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. See, very, very in-depth technical movie that.
It is. It is.
It's a masterpiece, some would say.
It's a marketing masterpiece.
Marketing masterpiece, yeah, I'll say that. Mine changes on the daily with this one, but I would have to go Back to the Future. I think the first one. There's many plot holes with it. There's many plot holes with it, and it's probably won't be made today as well as it was. But I would say that's probably my favourite movie.
It's a great film.
So Steve, Big Steve, let me ask this question. When in Transformers the movie, 1986, when Sludge gets hit, whacked down to the ground.
His eyes pop out, yeah.
Yeah, does that bit not annoy you? That eye's popping out bit.
The eyes popping out, yeah, because it never happens anywhere else. And I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to emphasise the fact that he's took the hit, but yeah, why do that? Why do that at all? I don't know why do that. But yeah, it does annoy the crap on me. And the other bit of it is Hot Rod.
Yeah,
You know, he practically kills Prime,
I know.
and then becomes the hero of the film. Then everyone realizes he's shit in the next like season and a half of the cartoon, and they bring Prime back. It's you know, that's why they never took him seriously in The Last Night when they brought him back as The Last Night. That's why he was a piss take character. Because they just didn't like him from what happened in the original series.
I always feel like Ultra Magnus gets a bad rap in that film as well.
Yeah,
He's just made to look like a complete idiot.
Yeah. Well, he was in the Netflix release, wasn't he? In Siege, because he tried to broker a deal and then ended up getting himself killed. And then that's what brought the downfall of the Autobots. So yeah, he was made to look a bit of a fool in that one. But sorry, Transformers, anyone? No, Steve?
I'm just thinking about watching bloody Shawshank again. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Seriously, I've got 100 hardback books upstairs of all the Transformer comics, right away from Marvel, the first Marvel ones, up to about 3 years ago.
Did you collect the hardback editions when they came out? Did you?
Yeah, they're the ones I got. 100 of them. £10 for
some of the artwork on that. Some of the artwork on them are absolutely stunning. On those front covers.
There's a new Transformers.
Sorry, Matt, go on.
There's a new Transformers film coming out next year, isn't there? Beast Wars, or
yeah.
Now, I'm not a big fan of Beast Wars or anything like that. The original cartoons and that, or the story of it. So I'm in two minds if I'm going to enjoy it or not. And I don't think the Netflix Kingdom did it any favors either, because that sort of brought you into Transformers and Beast Wars back into it, and I just don't think it did it any favors.
Yeah, see, I was more just Gen 1. I didn't really. Again, I started growing out of it as it went on. So Beast Wars and that was something I never.
Don't grow out of Transformers.
I did. That you grow out of it and get back into it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As you get older, you get an appreciation for that nostalgia and that, and you go back and revisit the comics. Though I've always read the comics.
Yeah. So Beast Wars, I'm not. I could have done with more. At Bumblebee, you started off with the opening scene of Bumblebee where they're on Cybertron, and it looks absolutely amazing. The graphics behind it, the aesthetics of it, the way the bots looked. Give me a war on Cybertron. Give me a Cybertron-based Transformers movie. It doesn't need to be set in the future. It doesn't need to be set in the past. It doesn't need to be set on Earth. It doesn't need John Cena or Dave Bautista or any of the latest action stuff. Just give me a CGI war on Cybertron. Bring us back to how it all began. Bring us back to Megatron fighting in the pits and Prime being where he is and all that. So just bring me back to that and just give me that. That's all I want. I don't want much. But
so just to take us off Transformers a little bit, what would you say is your favourite part of the movie then, Matt, as regards to Shawshank? Because I'm interested in this one.
I mean, the ending, I think, for me, when he goes to the the tree and he finds the book and everything, and it's just that just that ending when he goes to the beach and he finds him, and it's just like, he's got his justice. He was put away for a crime that he didn't commit, and it's just a fantastic ending. I think just the two friends meeting again, spent all that time in prison, and I just love that bit in the parole scene as well.
Yeah,
where
I
he
was just
kind
about
of
to
just
say
says,
that. Red.
I don't give a damn, just like, just
I'm a rehabilitated.
Yeah, stamp my thing and I'll go back.
So
and then I go,
you can have
approved.
I think the thing is that the way that they did that with these different sort of parole hearings and how he changed, I thought that was really interesting. And the other thing I liked is when Brooke got out and he's in that like, I want to say bed
halfway house sort of thing.
Yeah, halfway house. Yeah, and it's like this whole world sort of passed him by, and I thought that was quite a moving part. But I think overall, I mean, even when he sort of plays the music in the courtyard, it's just a complete piece. I think that movie. It's
it's just a
there's
great
nothing I really don't like about it.
So taking us back to the start of the show, then, have you guys seen the Medusa's Touch?
So is that Richard Burton?
Yeah.
Many, many years ago, but I can't really remember it, to be honest. Has he got psychic powers?
He hasn't, but he's investigating somebody has, yeah.
See,
wow.
I get up with the Dead Zone.
Yeah, that's a good film. I enjoyed that.
In my mind, it's been so long, both of them.
Yeah.
So we go on. Sorry, mate.
No, I was just saying both of them. So that they sort of, I was young when I watched both.
So many years ago.
We had that as a homework movie this week, selected by the Wheel. It was put on by one of the viewers, and I was watching it before, and I was just like, what the hell am I watching here? How's it gone from a murder to psychic abilities to bloody people putting needles through each other's cheek? I had no idea what I was watching, to be fair. And then Pete went, the ending, it starts with the ending of the film and then works its way backwards. That makes more sense now. Should have watched it in flipping reverse.
Yeah, that's true.
But no. Right, ladies and gents, we'll call it a day there because, as you know, if it gets to 9:15, I turn into a pumpkin. So our featured actor for next week's show is Denzel Washington. Our homework movie is Alien. There you go. Steve's got a copy of it there. I knew that's what he would be looking for.
Take it downstairs and I've got it there.
Yeah, so this week's movie will be Alien. So I'm actually looking forward to the chat next week, Steve. You've got some great films to choose from there with Denzel.
And you get to talk about Alien. We might as well make that a 2-hour special.
Alien. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be good. Right, so if you haven't already, please like the video. That just allows YouTube to push our content out to other viewers, and we've done quite well since Monday. We've got an additional 20 subscribers that we never had after Monday's show. We picked up 20 new people, so thank you very much for your support and going back to watch all the videos. It's been good reading the comments actually and talking to some new faces in the comments. We do like to put regular content out, or I do anyway. Little Steve just appears once every couple of months. And we have our live show on a Thursday evening at 7:15 as weekly as we can get it. We're on Facebook via Movie Chats and Film Geeks. That's our own page. We're the official channel for that. So please do go and check that out. And people will put suggestions of what they've been watching there, and good conversations happen there as well. And we're on Instagram as well at #MovieChats_2021. Matt, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, guys.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
We are looking forward to appearing on Saturday. Thank you for inviting a little channel like ourselves onto yours. AJ,
I'm not big.
It's always a pleasure, sir. Thank you for coming on, and keep up the good work with the releases. It keeps me entertained as I'm working.
Yes, I agree with you totally. His videos are really keeping me going It's boring out there.
So if you
So
haven't
thank you so much.
if you haven't subscribed to Matt and AJ, then please go and share the love and go and click the buttons there and check out their videos as well. They won't let you down there. Some good chat and, like I say, some good content there. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'll say bye-bye, and we'll see you on the next video.
Take care, everyone. Bye now.
Bye.
Goodbye.